This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Looking for that last card to complete your deck, or just to get the latest booster packs in town like Chilling Ring, for example. You can use the coupon code ZapDoseTCG for 5% off your complete order. How fantastic is that? Also, this video is sponsored by cardmarket.com. This is a European platform where you're going to be able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and they even have old school cards for the collectors out there. Last but not least, this video is also sponsored by yourplaymat.com. This is a website where you're going to be able to create your own unique custom playmat. Use the coupon code ZapDoseTCG10YP for 10% off your complete order, or just click the link in the description below to create your own fantastic playmat for the new season. Anyhow, thanks for sticking around with the commercials. I'll see you guys in a bit, so see you then. What's up YouTube, it's ZapDoseTCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we are going to be showcasing a buy list for Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is the latest Pokemon TCG expansion coming out on the 27th of August. Pre-releases happen next weekend, and I'm very stoked to see a lot of these cards in action. We talked about a lot of the post-rotation content on the channel. And today, we're going to be giving you a buy list so you know which cards you need to put into your binder because they might potentially be good now or in the near future. So these are going to be archetypes that are actually pretty viable. You don't always have to get all the VMAXs. You don't have to do that. For example, you have Leafeon here on the screen. If you plan on never playing Leafeon at all, you don't have to put it into your binder. But this is just if you want to be making every specific deck that actually is going to be viable in the near future. Let's say if Leafeon VMAX becomes busted, then you actually want these copies in your binder so you can actually make the deck instantly. Also, if you're a fan of the channel or if you're enjoying the daily Pokemon TCG content, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. I take a lot of time and effort into making these videos, and I do appreciate it if you guys can give me some feedback. So today, Evolving Skies up on the menu. If you want to know what the best cards of the set are, actually you can check out the link in the description below, talking about the top 20 best cards of Evolving Skies. Today we're going to be just giving a buy list. This is actually all the cards you need in your binder. So without further ado, let's just get this adventure started. First of all is Leafeon VMAX. The Leafeon V with the Greening Cells ability allows it to accelerate grass energy to your Pokemon if you end your turn. So that's going to be impactful if you want to play any specific grass deck in the future. Leafeon V is already good as it is, so 4 copies of that. The Leafeon VMAX, of course, is an archetype by itself, with grass not slapping more damage depending on how many retreat costs the opponent in the active slot has. With Galarmine, that could be some serious damage output for low maintenance energy, and you have energy acceleration with the Leafeon V. I think this is a solid tier 2 archetype and might even become better when new cards get revealed in the near future, adding retreat cost to the opponent's active. Then Leafeon VMAX can only become better. The Eldegoss is something I really like. Don't get the Gossifleurs. You have, of course, the one from Sword and Shield with Call for Family, which is very good. Selecting 3 basics and slapping them on the bench is going to be very impactful. That's the one from Sword and Shield, so you don't need the pre-evolution. But Eldegoss is a very powerful Pokemon. Once during your turn, you can actually search your deck for 2 basic energies and put them in hand. This is going to help out a lot of decks. Maybe you want to slide this into your weird Shattered Calyrex VMAX weird match. Weird deck. This is going to be impactful in specific decks, so 2 copies of Eldegoss in your binder is not a bad idea. Searching out energies has always been specifically great in the TCG. Next is Volcarona V, having the same attack as Victini Prism Star back in the day, 20 damage plus Sonic Boom for every basic energy that is in your discard pile, and you can shuffle all of those energies back into your deck. Right now, I don't see a home for it right away, but this actually specifies basic energy, so it doesn't need to be fire energies, and this is going to be interesting. Maybe in the future, there's going to be some weird way where Volcarona V can be a late game finisher, one-hit KOing a VMAX when there's a lot of energies in your discard pile. Well, let's say for imagining there's 16 energies in your discard pile, you're going to be slapping at 340 damage. Having 16 energies in your discard pile might seem ridiculous, I know, but there could be decks based around this. Maybe you're playing something like Talonflame V and you just go crazy. I don't know. It seems like a strong card to have in your binder. Moving forward is the Lotad and Ludicolo engine. If you evolve into Ludicolo from hand, you're actually going to be able to slap 100 damage more with your basic Pokemon. We've already showcased a Zacian V Ludicolo list on the channel. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. If you can get this out, you can one-hit KO any VMAX in town, which I found very strong. I know it's a little bit rough getting out of stage 2. Luckily, there's still a Lombre from Rebel Clash, with of course the Primate Wisdom Oranguru from Sword and Shield, helping those side by side, because if you draw the Lombre from the turn, you actually can slap it down and cheat the evolution line that way. So Ludicolo, interesting factor is that if you can get multiple Ludicolos out, this actually stacks. You can slap 100 damage for every Ludicolo you can get out this turn. So I'm very curious if everybody can make like a Ludicolo work at one point. Next is Glaceon VMAX, with the crazy ability being invincible from damage from VMAX Pokemon. Very similar to the Zamazenta V from Sword and Shield, but this is going to be a nice way. You can use Melanie to set this guy up. It also slap a reasonable amount of damage, and you have the Snow Leaf badge, making sure you have no weakness and also have free retreat. I wonder if Leafeon VMAX will have a dent in the format. I know Path to the Peak shuts down the ability. I know attacks, for instance, like Aegislash can go through any abilities. And on the other hand, Aegislash is not a VMAX, so you can also hit the Glaceon VMAX in the slightest. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much because Glaceon VMAX, you have ways to accelerate. You have Frozlaz if you evolve into it, accelerating energies. Melanie, Frostmoth, a lot of ways you can accelerate water energies. And you also have the Ascension attack on Glaceon V, going into Glaceon VMAX if you go second. So I like this archetype. We're gonna have to explore this. If you never plan on making Glaceon VMAX, never put it in your binder. But I think it's nice to just have these kind of cards in your binder for sure. Next is a 2-2 line of Milotic. This Milotic has an interesting ability, making sure that the opponent cannot alter your hand. So if they ever plan on playing Marnie, you will not be Marnie. It's going to be a one-sided Marnie. So you protect your hand, which could be very crucial and specific control decks. Moving forward is a Suicune V, probably one of the most bonkers cards from the set. Being able to draw a card with its ability if it's in the active slot, having of course a 2 retreat cost, being compatible with Air Balloon, and of course its attack slaps more damage depending on the bench size of both Pokemon players. So that means if you have a bench size of 5, the opponent has a bench size of 5, you slap 220 for 2 energies, low maintenance attacker, and draws cards. This is a solid archetype, actually an archetype on its own, and also helps out water decks like Ice Red Calyrex VMAX. If you're making a Suicune V deck on its own, you can be playing Aurora Energies and Melanie, maybe sliding in some Galarian Zapdos in there, and you can even use the new Altaria as the way you can put supporters on top of the deck, because you can draw them out with Suicune. Very interesting list. We're going to be checking that out very shortly on the channel, but for now, I think you need 4 copies of Suicune. I think it's just that good. If anything, yeah, Pokemon TCG has taught us through the years is that drawing cards is good. Moving forward is Jolteon VMAX and the Jolteon V, both having free retreat. And yeah, the gimmick behind Jolteon VMAX is of course that it's able to use the Elemental Badge, which we'll talk about later in this video. And you're going to be able to slap 100 damage and 100 more to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that already has a damage counter on it. Lots of ways you can get this done. Of course, you can rely on Galarian Zigzagoon, you can use Inteleon Quick Shooting from Chilling Reign, or you can use Orbeal VMAX from Vivid Voltage to spread damage counters wherever you please. And that is going to be a very nice attack because Elemental Badge removes the colorless energy attack cost of a Jolteon VMAX. That means this guy can attack for a single energy, slapping 100 on the active, 100 on one of the opponent's bench Pokemon, and with Cheryl in the format, you can infinitely heal your Jolteon because we have Palpat and more stuff like that. Next is Flaffy. You need 4 copies. Why did I not include Mareep? Because of course Chilling Reign has a better Mareep with 70 HP. This is going to be the one you need if you want to be making that Rayquaza VMAX deck that everybody's talking about. But as soon as they get more Lightning Pokemon revealed in future sets, Flaffy is going to be able to accelerate energies from the discard pile, lightning energies to the bench Pokemon, and that's going to be very impactful for a lot of decks in the future. So a 4-4 line, you need that. You need 4 Mareeps from Chilling Reign and 4 Flaffys from the Evolving Skies set. So definitely get your hold on some Flaffys. It's also a pre-release promo, so if you're getting some luck by your side, you already have, of course, some Flaffys in a pre-release evolution and build and battle kit. Okay, moving forward, we are gonna be talking about some Psychic, Fighting, Darkness, and Dragon Pokemon. Dragon Pokemon are now have returned to the Pokemon trading card game after they have slumbered for a couple of years, and now they actually don't have any single weakness whatsoever. More on the Dragon Pokemon later. First, let's talk about the Psychic type Pokemon and Evolving Skies. Articuno and Zapdos and Moltres are all in here as a 2 count. You need those in your binder, and they are all pre-release promos, which is making it more easier for people to get them. And also the cool thing about these is that if you slap them down on the bench, you can accelerate 2 basic energies corresponding with the type you slap down. For instance, if you slap down Galarian Articuno, you can accelerate 2 psychic energies from your hand to it instantly, helping out decks like Shadow-Rated Calyrex VMAX a lot. You need 2 copies. Sometimes there are going to be some aggressive Shadow-Rated Calyrex VMAX decks. Checking this out. And also Articuno can snap 120 damage to one of the opponent's Pokemon. You have to discard all energies, but it's totally worth it if that is what it takes to take a prize card, right? Knocking out a Flaffy, knocking out a Drizzle, it's gonna be awesome. Next is a 1/1 line of Espeon VMAX, just because you can remove all the effects of attacks, excluding damage done to all of your Pokemon that have energies. This can be impactful in specific situations where there's a deck coming out that has a busted attack effect. You can actually shut that down completely with Espeon VMAX, and I do expect Espeon VMAX to actually see some play as a little tech card. Next is Pumbkaboo. You need 1 copy or maybe even 2 copies. Maybe even 2 copies. Who knows? If you want to be playing Shadow-Rated Calyrex VMAX with some Pumbkaboos and and Path to the Peak, that could be a way out. That means you also need some Scoop Up Nuts and to go along with that Pumbkaboo, because if you slap down Pumbkaboo, you actually discard the Stadium card in play. And without Marshadow in the format, this is an exact replacement. Unfortunately, this does not go and get itself in the discard pile, so the bench space will be tight. But you will need this to get rid of stuff like Path to the Peak, so you can get your game plan set up once again. Also searchable with Lava Ball and Fog Crystal, so very cool card for sure. Galarian Zapdos is one of the Pokemon with free retreat and able to paralyze the opponent's active. And the cool thing about this is that it accelerates 2 fighting energies if you slap it down on the bench. So we finally have fighting energy acceleration. I know we have Colossal, but it's a stage 2, which is clunky. Now you actually are able to get energies into play, and with energy switch in the format, you can get some crazy fighting type decks going out of nowhere. Maybe this could be Galarian Zapdos or Rapid Strike Urshifu deck out of nowhere. You never know. Things could happen. You are playing fighting energies. You are playing Rapid Strike energies. You could be doing some funky stuff with a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX deck in combination with that Zapdos accelerating the fighting energies. Next is Medicham V, also helping out the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX deck. For a Rapid Strike energy, you can put 2 damage counters on one of the opponent's Pokemon, and if that Pokemon is knocked out, you actually are able to go and get another turn. That means if it's knocked out, you take a prize card and it's back to your turn. So you have 2 turns, and we've known with stuff like Dialga and stuff that's super powerful for sure. So having an additional turn will actually create some checkmate positions. You need that one of Medicham to do that. Then Umbreon V and Umbreon VMAX Single Strike, you need that just because of the strong effect that Umbreon VMAX provides. Who remembers Lycanroc from Guardians Rising to just use Bloodthirsty Eyes? Who remembers the old school Umbreon EX? Yeah, Gusting, or even a little bit like in the future, actually back in the days, we have Luxray GL level X, also very strong. Bright Look, who remembers that, right? If you evolve into Umbreon VMAX, you actually can gust up one of the opponent's bench Pokemon, aka Bossasaurus, and an ability super strong. Eternatus will love the addition of Umbreon VMAX. Umbreon VMAX can be an archetype of itself with some cards like Houndoom, boosting out the 160 damage output attack to some crazy numbers, so you can gust whenever you evolve into it, which is strong. And also Umbreon V has the Mean Look attack, which can buy yourself some turn and neat situations. Next is going to be Galarian Moltres, same effect as Articuno and Zapdos. If you slap it down, this time around you can accelerate 2 Darkness energies from your hand to it. Unfortunately, Greninja and Zoroark Tag Team GX has rotated. That means we will have to make another Dark Box deck very shortly, but this is actually a nice way if there's ever a Dark Pokemon saying like you slap more damage for every Darkness energy you have in play. This could be actually a very nice, crazy situational card. Next is Altaria with the crazy ability, being able to search out a supporter from the deck and putting on top of the deck. You can scout it out with Oranguru, and also actually you can draw it out with Oranguru from Sword and Shield or with the Primate Wisdom, or rely on the Suicune V I already mentioned. But actually making sure you can get every single supporter you want on top of the deck every turn is very strong. If you need Boss, you have it. If you need Melanie, you have it. It's going to be fantastic. Check it out, an Altaria engine. There's some better Swablues out there. I think the one from Champion's Path is a little bit better. And also, now we're checking out some Dragon Pokemon. They all have no weakness whatsoever. And if you ever plan on making a Rayquaza deck, get these Rayquazas in your binder before they actually get very expensive when they become better and better. That's what I'm saying right now. Right now, we have a 4-tree line I recommend. just because we do have the Stormy range searching out the basic, and that means you can dig through your deck a little bit more consistent, and you only need 3 Rayquaza VMAX in my opinion, because we have Evolution and Sense in the format. The Blue Sky Search is a powerful ability on the Rayquaza VMAX, being able to discard your hand and draw 3 cards, and it's stackable, so this can draw and late game to find the card you need. Oh, I need the Fire Energy, oh, I need the Boss for game, I need an additional Flaffy. It is all possible. So Rayquaza VMAX able to of course have infinite damage output, 20 damage plus 80 more for every either fire or lightning energies you're willing to discard from Rayquaza VMAX. And you can only choose fire or lightning, so you cannot discard everything. So let's say Rayquaza has a fire energy and 4 lightning energies onto it. You can slap 340 damage and 1-hit KO any VMAX in town. In combination with Flaffy and Rose, that is possible. We already checked out this deck profile on the channel. Be sure to check that out. Next is Regidrago, a very cool one-price Pokemon, slapping 240 damage minus some damage if you get some damage on Regidrago. So most importantly, this actually will get 1-hit KO'd, so don't worry about the side effect of this attack, but 240 damage for 2 grass and a fire energy is just very good. Definitely with Sharon from Battle Styles in the format, being able to accelerate those grass energies instantly. You can either resort to Aurora energy or just some manual fire energies, which you can find thanks to Energy Surge, and that's going to be fantastic for this Regidrago deck, one-shotting any V Pokemon that wants to evolve, or 2-shotting VMAXs in town. Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is the G-Max Rapid Flow knocking out your Chirons, but definitely check this deck out. And next is going to be Flapple, which is able to slap more damage depending on how many Pokemon the opponent has in play with abilities. And that's for Carlos energy, so actually might see some niche play as well. A little shout out and honorable mention is the Zoroark. For people that want to be playing that Zoroark, it can swap with a stage 1 in your discard pile, coming out of nowhere and stuff. That's going to be fantastic for people to try out. Don't think it's mandatory in your binder, but people might actually make it work. Then for the trainer card, the trainer cards, there they are, as well as the special energy. We are going to be needing Vigor Shake. It's actually called something different in the English translation. You need that Shake card, I think it's Boost Shake or something, which actually allows you to evolve one of your Pokemon that you just put into play, and even on your first turn. So that could be creating some crazy combinations. First turn Galarian Weezing, first turn Draco Fish. There's a lot of crazy Pokemon you want to get out. Maybe even an Altaria from Championship Pad being immune from V Pokemon and VMAXs. There's a lot of things possible with this, or maybe your first turn VMAX, just to have some more consistency, right? So Vigor Shake, interesting card, 4 off in your binder for sure. Toy Catcher allows you to gust up one of the weaker Pokemon. You only need 2 copies because this just punishes weak HP Pokemon. Think about like your Subbles and stuff, or maybe stuff you can just KO later. Maybe you slap some damage. Maybe you're playing Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX, slapping some damage. Maybe you can put 1 copy in this list because you can scout it out with Drizzle and then finish some stuff off where you were least expected, which could be nice. Next is the Rescue Trolley, able to scout out 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less from the discard pile and put them in the hand. This could be seeing some use with Rayquaza VMAX, maybe some Whimsicott, Mad Party. I'm just talking about some Pokemon that could work out. Just Flaffy has 90 HP, Whimsicott has 90 HP, so these entire evolution lines could work out. Cherim as well. So this is going to be a nice recovery card. Instantly going to the hand is like fantastic, as we've seen before with Rescue Stretcher. Underworld Mask is a crazy tool card. If you get damaged, you actually can discard a random card from the opponent's hand. This could be great in some control disruptive deck. Elemental Badge for the original evolutions, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. You need 1 card as energy less to attack, so that's going to be fantastic for the Jolteon. Didn't talk about Flareon and Vaporeon because they just aren't that good. I wouldn't put them in the binder. Next is Snowleaf Badge, removing weakness as well as the retreat cost from either Leafeon VMAX or Leafeon V, Glaceon V or Glaceon VMAX. Very interesting tool card. 2 copies is enough, I think. Next is the full face shield, being able to get damage reduced, 20 damage reduced to you. Specific wall decks might actually try this out. Next is the Flying Dragon Scroll, and that's going to be interesting for Rapid Strike decks, being able to, of course, snipe some damage, and that you can use that for a Fire and a Lightning Energy, sniping 90 damage. Could be ideal in the Rayquaza Mirror match to scout out, actually knock out some Flaffies. Then the other one slaps 300 damage for 5 energies for a single strike deck. That could be ideal to 1-hit KO at one point because you do run single strike energies. Raihan, probably one of my favorite supporters from been a while since I've seen one of these supporters like this. Allows you, if one of your Pokemon got knocked out during the opponent's last turn, you're going to be able to accelerate a basic energy to one of your Pokemon. And you're also able to search out your deck for any 1 card. Very strong in 1-price decks. As well as like stuff like the Decidueye, so you can scout out red candies. Also very great in Zacian, so you can set up a Zacian back to back. Copycat is a reprint. You can use your older copies. Maybe you have some lying around from Hurt Gold Soul Silver. Maybe you have the full art available. I think it was from another Rayquaza set, I believe. Yeah, back in the days, I don't know what the set is. If you know what the set is that I'm talking about here, be sure to put it in the comment section below. It was the set with Stack Attack as well. Anyhow, moving forward, the Zinnia's Resolve, being able to discard 2 cards from hand and draw a card for every Pokemon in play is very strong, or if every bench Pokemon in play. You can draw a lot of cards with Zinnia. You're going to have to put that into your deck if you want to try that out, if you want to have hand advantage. Stormy Range, a powerful stadium card allowing you to search your deck for a Dragon Pokemon or a Lightning Pokemon, basic that is, and that's going to be very cool, very reminiscent, yeah. Similar to stuff like Brooklet Hill of the past. Next is Fashion Mall. Being able to get a tool card from one of your Pokemon back in hand could be important. Stuff like Air Balloon, so you can swap it out with a Big Charm, swap it out with something else you want. So that's a very interesting tool, stadium card for sure. Crystal Cave, allowing you to heal 30 damage from one of your Dragon Pokemon or Metal Pokemon. Very impactful in the Raihan VMAX, but I didn't include it in here because I found it to be very clunky. And it also works out with the Zamazenta wall deck with, of course, the Rusted Shields. And then last but certainly not least is, 4 copies of the Treasure Energy. That is going to be something you need. It's actually an energy. If you draw it from the prize cards, you can accelerate it to one of your Pokemon. So yeah, it needs to come from the prize card as a face down prize card, but it's a very cool extra way you can get energies. Maybe you can try it out with the Mad Party if it somehow makes its way in the prize cards, because yeah, triple Accelerate Energy will have been rotated. We only have 4 Twin Energies to work with, so this could be a nice way to test this out. Anyhow, hopefully you guys enjoyed another video on the channel. If you did, be sure to let me know by destroying the hell out of the like button. It helps out in so many ways, and I appreciate it a ton. Be sure to check out our sponsors, of course, PokedownStore.com. The best place for TCGO code cards. You can use that coupon code ZapDosTCG for 5% off your next order. They will have Evolving Skies up on stock very, very shortly. Keep refreshing the website and you're going to be able to get 5% off when completing your order using the coupon code ZapDosTCG. Go check out yourplaymat.com if you're interested in creating your own unique custom playmat. You can create your playmat right now by clicking the link in the description below. You get 10% off your complete order and they ship worldwide. So what better way to start the new season than with a unique custom playmat? Maybe you have a favorite wallpaper somewhere. Maybe you created something yourself in Illustrator or Photoshop. It is all possible. Be sure to create your own playmat. Last but certainly not least is cardmarket.com. European players already know that this is the best website to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. You can sell your bulk, you can sell your cards you don't need anymore and buy cards from people all across Europe. Click that link in the description below and you're going to be helping out the channel in more ways than possible. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, this is going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Pokemon TCG epicness. So be sure you are subscribed and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.